that place of languishing.
Languishing is dangerous, because when you are languishing and you are in between, if you don't give yourself that proper care, then disease can set in quickly and then you dwindle. But if you are doing these basic things that we talked about, then you are nurturing yourself to flourishing. So when people are asking you, how are you doing? Like, oh, I'm just surviving. It is dangerous. You want to thrive. Because from survival, you might deteriorate, you know?
Okay.
So let's really get ourselves off languishing to that place where we are nurturing ourselves to thriving. And when you are thriving, things can hit you, but you stand. I'm talking mentally, emotionally, psychologically, even spiritually, and in the body too. All right. That's, I think, what we need to pay attention to.
How important is our health? Is this something we should be thinking about? Is it something that we should, pay attention to? Or should we just do what we are doing today and just keep going? Because a lot of us, we are doing the same things. We are getting the same results, but we are hoping for something different.
Yep. The last time I checked, that is called what? Insanity.
Yep. So how do we take care of ourselves? Let's start from there. Women's well-being. Why is that even important to you? Because I know you do a lot of work with women. Why is that important? Why is that a special thing to focus on?
It is extremely important because we are givers. Our bodies take a lot. Even having children.
Yeah.
Another human being coming out of you. What a miracle.
Yeah.
And yet that nurturing aspect of who we are become also our own worst enemies. Because we know how to nurture. We keep giving and giving and giving until we run dry. Sometimes we run dry without even knowing we have run dry, because what we do is second nature. It is our inherent strength. But our strength can also become our blind spot. And so emotionally, psychologically, mind, body, and soul connection has to all work in sync for us to keep doing what we are doing. But most of the time, all these other aspects of us is neglected. And yet that one aspect that is so second nature, we keep on autopilot. And that is when we are endangered.
You know how we normally, my kids asked me the other time, why is the earth referred to like a woman? And I said, because it's a giver and it nurtures things, right? So that's why it's looked at like a woman, right? Amazing. And how amazing is it that we as women, we go through the rhythms of giving and giving and giving, and we give. Yeah. And we don't pause to think about how do we replenish? How do we even get well ourselves?
Some of us don't even know how to breathe. We breathe from our chest. We don't breathe from our diaphragm. So the Lord taught me how to really breathe. You know how the world tells you, take a deep breath? Because when you do that, oxygen that goes into your lung and your brain resets whatever the emotion or the feeling is right away. So the stillness piece starts with deep breaths. And he taught me how to scan my body. So you start from your feet, scanning all the way up, and you know where the tensions are.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was taught how to acknowledge the tension, but not engage with it, and always come up with the breathing. Where do the issues flow? You know, our belly is our gut brain. And the Bible tells us what? Out of our bellies shall flow rivers of living water. So I will breathe and come to the belly area to see what is going on. You know how sometimes when you are nervous, there is that butterflies in your stomach and it's tight and all that. So I'll feel the knots. And then I'll keep breathing through scanning and then come up to my chest. The issues flow from the heart, right? Breathing whilst sending a signal to the heart that, you know what, I'm sending fresh oxygen so that you can carry it to the brain.
Yeah.
And then I come up all the way to the face, the shoulder, the face, and then we finish the physical relaxation. And then you do a mental check-in. So you breathe whilst you are scanning what is going on in your head, whilst you don't engage. You watch your thoughts.
That is something that is something that needs to be taught on its own, because this is not easy for us to do. I mean, one is, it's not easy for us to be still. And when we are still, we don't know how to even breathe and, just allow ourselves to be in the moment.
If you look at the Psalms, Psalm 64 and all these different Psalms, David knew how to get stuff off his chest. That wasn't prayer. He was having a dialogue. God, kill them. God, I'm so upset. Why are you letting the, those who don't serve you prosper? He is really having a real conversation. So he gets all those places off his chest first. That's the cue right there. Right. So I'm so upset because the kids screw up this. Oh, you know what? I'm pissed off at this man. This man gets on my nerves. The man you gave me is getting on my nerve right now. You can take 2 to 3 minutes to really delve deeper into these conversations. Even your coworkers. Nothing is off limits, right?
Yeah.
So once you have that dialogue, like you have with your girlfriends, look at the points that come out of the dialogue. Turn the points into prayer. But even that, I don't do just turning the points to prayer. Imagine yourself in the presence of God, because that adds another element. We only get these sensations in praise and worship when we are in church and they play the music that goes into our soul. Guess what? You can bring heaven down by using your vision. Imagine yourself in God's presence. And then now pray.
I'm looking at a masterpiece.